Hi, this is Stephen Childs, author of The World Fairness Agreement. So, I just went to the coffee shop, and I went a little earlier than usual because I didn't drive Uber today because the adversity is at a high level, so I decided not to drive and to just go check out the coffee shop at an earlier hour to see what goes on. So there's two gentlemen there. One guy's big and forceful. He has tried to shut me up in the past with anger, with rage. And it happened again. The man insulted me, slandered me, defamed my character, said forcefully right to my face that I'm completely insane. Because, first of all, let me say that I'm helping the owner of the place. More about that in a minute. He probably has the owner afraid of him too. So, in fact, my ET friend told me telepathically that he had broken her arm in the past. Interesting stuff going on. So, he had become afraid of Satan earlier, and I was compassionate about his fear. I'm not now. I'm imagining Satan showing up and taking him way down to hell, into the depths of the sewer, to dwell there in the stink until he can learn some respect for me. So anyway, I was, after he yelled at me and told me to shut up, I went into the bathroom, and the other guys were like really friendly, that they were glad that I was there, and they said hello. So when I got in the bathroom, I realized I got to take a shit. So I just went home I was going to finish my coffee, but I decided it's not worth staying, and I'll just go home and make this video. So I took a big dump, and that's where they went, down the toilet. The guys that offended me. That's where they're at, and they're in the shit. So now they know what the story's about. And I keep practicing. Don't do anyone wrong. Care about everyone. And stand up for yourself at the same time. So I told them I push button A in a dream to destroy everything, and that people are being shown in vision that the earth is being destroyed. Because I'm still being betrayed. I'm still being scapegoated. It just happened again. They want me to shut up because they're guilty. They know I know. They don't want me to know about this, but I do know about it. And I'm not the one in the wrong. I'm not the one that's guilty. So there's a bank robbery in Salt Lake, and the guy that's with the offensive man is he was playing like he's shooting with an imaginary gun, and I remembered a fistful of dollars video where the guy says, "Don't laugh at my donkey," and he kills 4 of them. The most dangerous man, because they're telling me that I'm the most dangerous man. So I'm telling them about that experience from telepathy. And see, he became very angry, narcissistic anger. He's losing control because I'm able to speak freely. And it's about this hidden world where they transform people's forms. So I told them that they don't use the transformer because there's a fly on the wall and people are coming out as human flies. So they don't like that I have more power than they do. They just can't stand it. But I do. Because I was told this morning, telepathically, that what is actually mine is more than planet Earth. So I'm the Christ of planet Earth, and it's my planet. And it's more than the Earth. It's the Milky Way. The Milky Way galaxy is mine. And I have total dominion. It's like they have to unconditionally surrender to me in this spiritual war. And there's a war going on about this. So I'm supporting the team that's supporting me, obviously, because they don't want me being done wrong anymore. And it has to do with the LDS religion and family stuff, where I was supposed to be the Christ of the family for the church, and Satan tricked me into giving it to my brother. So that my brother's in the role of being Satan and I'm in the role of being Christ. From the Mormon standpoint, because they're brothers. So this is just entertainment, you know. We'll find out what the real truth of it is. So that pretty much says everything I've written down. And I want to talk more about the imposter that robbed the bank. And the guy said they're coming to haul me away. And I dreamt it last night. I dreamed it. In the dream, it was dark, and there was like 5 or 6 people surrounded me. So they're probably police surrounding me to arrest me and haul me away. And they don't do it. They don't arrest me, or they find out that they were wrong, basically. So they leave, and he's telling me this, that I'm the guy that's in Salt Lake robbing the bank. I'm like, no, I didn't even go to Salt Lake. So this is like narcissistic gaslighting and I'm crazy, I'm supposed to play along. What? What are they doing? They're doing me wrong, is what they're doing. And in the past, I'd get angry. So I kept hearing, wind him up. When I was driving truck, I would hear, wind him up, make him angry, and I'd be screaming in the truck at stuff from being betrayed. And now that I have my new technique of just cursing them, asking the all-powerful to harm them until they put them in enough misery that they decide it's better to become a good person than to be an evil person that I curse. They're doing evil to me. Absolutely they are. They're evil people. And if they're like, have control of the owner of the place through intimidation, that's extremely evil. So, evil will, like, I've had this happen before, where it wants to frame me for being the bank robber. Or like there's a murder going on, and they want to set me up to where it looks like I'm the one that murdered someone. And then they want me to become completely insane from fear and from torment, to where I lose track of reality and I might wonder if I really did it. So the police are notorious for getting false confessions. So this guy's like the deputy sheriff personality. And that connects with another deputy sheriff that told me to leave another coffee shop because the way they would say it is I'm running my mouth. I'm a truth teller. And the time the deputy sheriff was actually in his uniform, there was like several sheriffs at a coffee table and several bikers with them, and I was the only other person in the coffee shop, and I'm working on my computer, and I didn't leave. I didn't even think that I was supposed to, but apparently they thought I was supposed to, because as soon as that, it was like a setup, because the guy that I was paying my coffee, he lied that I was somewhere doing something else that would set me up for the sheriff's thinking that I was guilty of something. And I said, "You're lying about that." And the deputy sheriff ran over angry, screaming at me, "Get out and don't come back." So this is all connected. And it's also connected to the Quick Crack car wash that the woman said, "This one breaks." And I got out and my heat shield had fallen down halfway and was making no noise on the ground. And it's right next to the mechanic shop where I get my oil changed, and I had them change the fluid on the trans and all that, all the maintenance. So, I spent like $2,000 on maintenance. So they did it for free. They put the heat shield back in place. So this morning I see this picture of Mars, and where did this slick, shiny object come from? And it was from one of our machines that are on Mars. And it kind of matches up with the heat shield. And it matches up with, I found the number 1. And it was shiny, black, shiny, on the side of the road on my walk. And I said, this is very synchronicity, because I'm about finding out about the one that is the highest powered one. So I'm thinking that's me. I'm the one in Rig Veda, because they knew I'd be born to write the World Fairness Agreement, 20,000 years later, because they know the future. And so we're wondering if I'm the one that is talked about in the creation story in the Rig Veda. And there's somebody saying, "No, you're not." And I'm saying, "Yes, I am." There's a war going on about this. This is just fascinating. Thanks for listening. Go to teamfairness.com, donate. Donate money so I can get some more powerful presentations on this stuff. And so that we have some power to work with against the people like Musk. See, spiritually, Musk joined with me, and he thought it was my brother they're telling me that's conservative. They tricked him. He joined with me. I'm not conservative at all. I'm against the present Democratic Party because it supports the oligarchy in becoming more powerful. That's why I was angry at Barack Obama years ago. And it was about the health insurance Obamacare thing being enacted. And I knew they're supporting oligarchy. So which party are you going to vote for? Both of them are supporting the oligarchy. Typically what happens, a violent revolution. I was watching Double Down News. George, what's his name? I can't think of his name. I like the guy. And he's talking about the way to stop the oligarchy. It was yesterday. And I was getting the adversarial attack on my mind that, like, as if he's against me and he wants me to surrender to him. No, that's not even him. That's this imposter thing that's an imposter of him. So World War I and World War II were so serious that the government raised taxes on the oligarchs like 94% on the income tax. They wanted all their income for that year so they could build tanks. And they did, and they won the war. So this horrible warfare is enough to get the money away from the oligarchs, because the government needs it to protect us from being taken over by communism, for example. In the World War I, it was the triple axis of evil. It was Islam, the Ottoman Empire, that was defeated, and they aligned with, I can't remember, but it was an Islamic power aligned with some other countries that was defeated by the Allies in World War I. And then in World War II, it was Germany, Third Reich stuff, trying to take over with Shiva swastika. This is just so interesting. So then that required a high tax rate on the oligarchs. So we don't want to have a horrible war to get the money from the oligarchs. So I made a note in the comment that we need the World Fairness Agreement, because this is the only long-term solution to this cycle of democracies becoming oligarchs, and then various ways of ending the oligarchy through, like the French Revolution with the guillotine. That got the money from the oligarchs. Or like World War I and World War II got the money from the oligarchs. Also, like a plague, when there's an extreme plague and people are dying off right and left, they need money to stop the plague, so they'll get their tax power to take their money with taxes. So the World Fairness Agreement solves all of this problem. And then I'm no longer the owner of the Milky Way, see, because it's like, why that people don't want me to become complete owner of them and have total control over them unconditionally, supported by ETs. So they'll say, okay, we'll do the World Fairness Agreement. And then according to that, we all count the same. So it doesn't matter if I own the thing. We count the same. It's like what I own, I use for the good of everyone. Totally. And so to be fair, the oligarchs that own all this stuff, and the religion, the LDS religion is said to own more property than anything else, any other non-government entity. So why were they inspired to amass all this wealth, the LDS religion? Maybe it's to implement the World Fairness Agreement, because we'll protect them with the law of fairness if they agree to the World Fairness Agreement. So we could put the World Fairness Agreement in the first of all their religious scriptures, stating that this religion supports the World Fairness Agreement. So, I don't know what's going to happen next, but it sure is fascinating. The guy that used to say, he knew somebody that would say fascinating instead of fascinating, is at AA, and this is a tribute to Rusty. because Rusty died. I saw him the last meeting like a year ago, and they had total control of everything. And I just sat there and didn't say anything, knew that they had complete control. And it's like they have, it's from the side of Satan that has control. And then, like a few weeks before that, there's a guy that had practiced Sikhism, and he had the mantra memorized, and he knew I was familiar with it and appreciated it. One day he gets this large Christian cross out of his bag that he had. It's got handles on it, and it folds closed and it opens up. He got the cross out, and Rusty got very afraid. So after that meeting, he died shortly after that. So that my ET friends are telling me they're going to kill one at a time. So maybe this tyrant man at the coffee shop that's trying to silence me, maybe he dies today. At least he'll be out of the shit that I put him in. I had to take a shit. He was convenient. Stay tuned. Don't occupy my throat. It would be a big mistake on your part. I had to take a pee. I had to take a shit. You got a convenient throat? The reason I'm saying this is because years ago, I'm dreaming they got my throat. So it's important that people learn about what's going on in this spiritual side of life, because it affects every one of us. So I guess the shit fight's still going on. Jesus versus Lord of Dung, round 3, gong.